What's going on YouTube? This is my 2001 MR2 Spyder. It is a Toyota, not a Porsche. And this is my introduction video. I just picked this car up 2 days ago, did a few things to it to make it worthy of this filming. And I will have a lot more videos coming up of stuff I want to do to this car. But I thought I would just start with an introduction of the car, kind of tell you a little bit about it, why I chose to get it, and what my plans are for it. And then there will be plenty of other videos with driving impressions and such coming up later. This is a 2001. I'm curious if you're watching this in the comments, tell me what you think I paid for this or what it's worth in the condition it's in right now. This is a 5-foot car. It probably looks great in this video. I've done a ton of work to it, and but if you get close, you can see lots of blemishes, lots of spackling of the paint from 24 years of life. But this is a car that is it's has been driven but not neglected. So it didn't sit in a garage its entire life. As you can tell, like the headlights are fading, and I'm going to be working on that. But it was not neglected and had really great service history. And I picked this up. If you watch any of my previous videos, I've made videos just talking about kind of what other cars I want to get, kind of a bucket list of affordable cars for me. And this was on it. I've driven a bunch of them, and I just, they were either too high priced or too perfect or too beat. And really wasn't looking for one, particularly. It was on my list of searches. But I just sold another car a few weeks ago and kind of was just going to wait till New Year maybe to do something. This popped up 30 minutes away from me, went and looked at it, and just kind of didn't think anything. Didn't think I was going to get it, but fell in love with the guy selling it and drove the car and thought, you know what, this car is just calling out to me. So, let me just give you some quick impressions of this car. And again, there will be a lot of videos I'm going to share coming up. Of course, you have the convertible top, which I just dyed. And I noticed some of these streaks came through after I had the top down. I think the dye kind of dried a little darker there, so I'm going to re-dye it. But this car does have the optional leather interior, and with the bladder, which is I just discovered, that's a button that makes a lumbar support. Not perfect, it's got some issues here with the seats, which I might address. It's not bad, but there's a couple tears. But the steering wheel's like new. It's very clean. I did pretty extensive cleaning on this, which I'll talk about. Again, it has 130,000 miles. Everything in here works. Air conditioning is nice and cold. Heat is hot. Has the basic radio. It has the carbon fiber trim package, which is a little faded, but it's still in good shape. And all the surfaces are clean. The top's in great shape. Has one small tear that was repaired. So again, this is a driver. It's not this isn't a car that sat and was not enjoyed. And I'll show you the frunk. Actually, I won't show you the frunk, but I will show you the engine bay. Got a little tear. Like all my cars, this is it does not leak though. This will be for sale at some point. I already have someone who's interested. Funny enough, but here's the engine, the 1ZZ 16 valve Celica / Corolla engine, but very clean car, and very basic car. So just a few thoughts here in this intro video. This car, the reason I wanted it wasn't because it's fast or handles, because it's not fast and it does handle. But I wanted it just because it's like every other car on this channel. It's just something that's rare, weird, different. And I'm always attracted to these oddballs. And to me, the exciting thing about this was the idea that it was mid-engine. The convertible I could take or leave, but the fact that it's mid-engine, I want something I've never had before. And I will say, after driving it, I've driven it maybe 200 miles now. It really is like a video game where you're driving, and whatever way you turn, the car just suddenly does that. That's the sensation you get with the mid-engine experience. It's really cool. I'll say something about this engine. A lot of folks say these are underpowered, and they say, why didn't they put the 2ZZ engine in this car? I really don't feel like it's underpowered. To me, it has plenty of power. In fact, I was interestingly, I had a Corolla XRS with the 2ZZ engine with the extra cam. It's Toyota's version of VTEC, and I'll just pop the engine hood plate again while I talk about this. But that XRS, it was a great car, and you can check my reviews. But that car accelerated 0 to 60 in a Corolla in 7.1 seconds, car and driver. This car with the 1ZZ accelerates 0 to 60, car and driver, 6.8. So this car was actually quicker with the 1ZZ. Now, I'm not saying that's not a better engine, because the 2ZZ is, and it would be wonderful to have in here. But this car is so lightweight. It weighs like 2,100 pounds, 2,160, something like that. It's plenty of power. I was kind of thinking, it wouldn't be, but it really is plenty of power. It revs to the moon, and great low-end torque, I'll say also. Convertible experience has been cool too. I've, taken it on a few drives with the top down, and you can get this top down in like 7 seconds from the driver's seat. Same getting it back up, super easy. And then just the Toyota reliability. This is another reason I was attracted to this. All the buttons and switches and responses, like just, putting the windows down. Just, you feel, I've just had a bunch of Toyotas in my life. And whenever I get one, you just get in it and you feel Toyota. You just don't feel like things are going to break. Things feel solid and well done, even being 24 years old. And I'm 6'2", but I fit just fine. I got about 2 or 3 inches between me and the convertible top. So that's no problem. Now, I do only weigh 185, and I'm limber. I like stretch and keep myself in shape. So if you're a husky fella or woman, you may not fit so well. But I am 6'2.5", and I fit in this car just fine. It is low to get in and out of, but it's not an issue at all. And I'll say this too, this is way more comfortable to me than like an S2000, in which I don't fit very well. And another interesting thing about this car is just the looks. Some of you guys might hate it, whatever. I don't really care. I don't love it or hate it. It's just weird and different, and that's enough for me. I will say, in 3 days of owning this, I have gotten so many comments. So many comments from people that just family members or just people who say, what you got? Whoa, what's that? So, that is a thing. And just a couple final thoughts here as I close out this intro. Why did I pick this over the first and second gen MR2? I actually believe this is the best MR2. And here's the reason why. By the way, a lot of online reviewers think the same thing. Not that means anything, but I think this is the best one. And the reason is, the first gen was amazing. It was actually heavier than this, believe it or not. But trying to get one of those in 2025 and get parts is not something I want to do. Plus, they're super rare. And if you get a good one, it's going to cost so much money. A second gen is amazing, especially with the turbo. But those have a lot of high-ticket, repairs and maintenance issues. For example, the coolant hoses from hell. And, just having an old 35-year-old car that's parts are hard to find, things break, the tachometers break. I've driven several, almost bought a few, and it's just heavy. And I'm not saying it's not a great car, but this car, to me, is it's lighter. It's the lightest of all 3 MR2s, and it's the cheapest of all 3 MR2s. And I'm just gonna say, there's a feeling that you can just beat on it and it's safe. Whereas if I had a first or second gen, I'd be scared to floor it and take it to redline. This thing, just all day long, redline, just it goes. So to me, that's just as someone that's not wanting to spend crazy money and have a car that's always needing work, this is the choice. This particular car, in the last 30,000 miles, it's had a lot of work. The timing chain tensioner was done. The valve cover gasket was done. The front crank seal, oxygen sensors, both of them. Pads and rotors resurfaced to the brakes, and just a lot of stuff like that. And it also has a new clutch in the last 10,000 miles or so, and a new rear main seal. New tires, alignment, brand new battery, plugs, coils, and exhaust manifold gasket were just done. That's all in the last 5,000 to 10,000 miles. So this car has been very well maintained. And what have I done to it? Well, when I got it 3 days ago, it didn't look like this. It was a little sad looking, and my back hurts. I spent a lot of time on this car. I've probably put 8 or 9 or 10 hours into it, just getting it clean, painting the paint, lots of work. But she came out really beautiful, and I washed it, did a full clay bar, Did a full polish, restored all this plastic trim to get it looking dark gray again instead of that white color that it gets after sitting in the sun. And did a full engine detail of the interior, and just did some other cleanups. As I said, I dyed the top, which I'm gonna hit it with one more coat, and just checked up all the fluids, tire pressure, all that stuff. And I got a custom plate on the way, so I can't wait to show you that in one of the next videos. And what are my plans, just to close this video out? Well, gonna change the oil filter. Gonna do some degreasing on the underside. There's no rust on this car, but I want to clean all the all the stuff off. It had some oil leaks in the past. It doesn't leak any oil now, but I looked at the receipts, and some of the last owners had some oil leaks, so they addressed those, but no one ever cleaned off all the residue. So I'm gonna spray all that down really good. And it pops a CEL on occasion because one of the previous owners gutted the two top cats, which is a common thing you need to do so these don't blow up. But it will throw a CEL because they did not put a defouler in on the downstream oxygen sensor. So I'm making one of those and gonna stick that in, gonna restore these headlights, ceramic coat the car, and got a bunch of other mods I've ordered already. I've already spent almost $1,000 on stuff I've got on the way. But I'm super excited. That'll be for shorter or later videos. So anyway, that's my intro to this car, and I'll start it up and drive off for you as we close this video. That's my lumbar cushion, which helps my back. That is one thing that I discovered, that little bit of lack of support. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older or if I'm tall, but that cushion helps me feel better. Starts right up. Not gonna rev the engine or anything because it's the car stock. Aside from having those upper cats deleted, this is a neat feature. One push button, window goes down. I guess I'll just do a little pull for you here in second gear to close this out. Many more videos to come. I'm really excited about this car. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I do, but quite excited. I actually almost bought one on auction. There was a perfect one with 24,000 miles that closed the day after I found this. I was thinking about getting it, but then I saw this, and let's do a little poll real quick. Give the people what they want. That's floored. The horsepower peak is 6,400, so that's just before red line. But she's not fast, but she's quick. Anyhow, thanks for watching. More videos to come. Tell me what you think a car like this is worth right now in this condition. And I'm curious what you guys think. And we'll see you in the next video. Peace to you. God bless you.